What's up everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to clean and redo your air filter on your dirt bike in under 5 minutes. Start the timer. Things you're going to need: air filter cleaner. You don't have to have this, but it's going to make your life a whole lot easier when it comes to cleaning your air filter after you put all that oil and crap on it. This stuff really does help get all that grease off. Spray on air filter oil. Now I happen to have the spray on type. You can get the pour on type that you just pour right onto your air filter. Either way, you're going to need some kind of oil to put on your air filter to help collect the dust and debris and stuff before it gets into your intake. So you're going to need some kind of oil to put on there. A bucket. You're going to need a bucket with some soapy water in it. And last but certainly not least, bring your can-do attitude. Let's do this. Step 1, clean your workspace. Make sure that your bike is nice and clean. Just like everything that we do on our bike, right? You want to make sure that you're not going to have any dirt or anything like that that's going to be able to get into the intake once you start ripping that thing open. So make sure that thing's clean. I use chain cleanup on my chain. It doesn't need to be dry or anything like that. You can just spray this crap on there, let it soak for a minute to really get into the oil and the grease and all the chain wax and stuff that you use, and then just spray it off with the pressure washer. And I also use a degreaser to get all the oil and stuff from around the engine and all the stuff that kind of collects over time, and it comes off your chain as well. So get your degreaser on there, again, let it soak for a few minutes, and then after a little bit, just spray it off with the pressure washer just the same. Step 2, remove your air filter cover. Now, depending on which brand and model and bike and all that you have, it'll be somewhere on the bike, obviously. I'm running a Yamaha, so for me, I just have the 3 little bolts that I gotta pull out, and then the cover pops right off, giving me access to the air filter. Step 3, you're going to want to remove your air filter. Now it's really important that you have clean hands when you're doing this. What happens is that air filter is full of that oil and that sticky crap that we're going to put on it later, and if you have dirty hands, that stuff can actually get stuck to the plastic cage that's inside of the air filter once you separate the two. And if you don't clean it off, or if you have dirty hands, what can happen is that stuff will fall down into your intake, potentially go in your engine and cause you some headaches, and you don't want that. So make sure that you have clean hands. Pull the air filter out, separate it from that plastic cage. Step 4, now that you have the air filter and the plastic cage separated, you want to go ahead and spray that down with that air filter cleaner. Give it a couple minutes to soak into the air filter and really get into that grease. That's going to help it come apart later. And put a bunch of squirts of dish soap in there. That's going to help pick the grease off of that filter later. Grab your bucket, fill it up with some lukewarm water, grab your dish soap, put a bunch of squirts of dish soap in there. Doesn't really matter how much, it's just going to help cut through the grease from the spray on air filter oil or whatever oil that you use. Swirl it around, make some bubbles, grab the bubbles, put them on your face like you have a beard. No, I'm kidding, you don't have to do that. Step 5, time for the air filter to go for a swim. Once you've let the degreaser and stuff work on it, dump it into your soapy water and give that thing a really good scrub. You want to do your best to make sure that that thing is as clean as you can get it. Then you're going to want to go ahead and rinse the soap out of it. Just give it a quick rinse in some clean water and it'll be good to go. Then it's time to let it dry out in the sun or whatever means you want. Step 6, spray on your air filter oil or pour on the oil or whatever it is that you have. But get that air filter nice and sticky after it's been cleaned and it's all good to go and it's dried like I mentioned. You want to make sure that you get lots of oil on there because that's what's actually going to help grab onto the dust and hold it to the filter when you get out there and ride around so it doesn't get into your intake. Step 7, reinstall the air filter. Now that we have it cleaned, we have it oiled, you want to clean the workspace around where the air filter is actually going to sit. You can use brake cleaner, you can use contact cleaner. Use something that's going to be able to get that oil and crap off of there, and again, lessen the likelihood of something falling into your intake and getting into your engine. And then just go ahead and bolt that air filter right back onto there, screw it back on, and then run your finger around the edge and make sure that no part of that air filter has actually come out of that plastic cage and is going to allow free air to flow in there. So just run your finger around the edge, just make sure that it's seated properly. And the last step is to reinstall that air filter housing, right? We've taken the time to clean the air filter, we've taken the time to oil it properly, and we made sure by running our finger around that air filter is seated properly on the housing of the intake. Once you've done all that, chuck that air filter housing back on, bolt that thing up. And that's it. That's how to clean your air filter, oil it, get it ready to go in under 5 minutes. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe below. I'll put some links up top to some other videos that we have, some how-tos. If there's something else that you want to learn how to do that maybe you'd like to see me do, throw it in the comments, DM me on Instagram at Fit4Moto, and I'd be happy to get a video out there for you. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Be safe.